So today we are going to do a little economic lesson on the shapes of a recession, because if you haven't guessed it yet, we're probably in one. Now, before everyone freaks out, it is really important to understand that recession does not equal housing crisis. In fact, in 3 of our last 5 recessions, we actually saw an increase in home prices. Let's start with the scary one, the big L. This is when the economy is in a severe recession for several years before returning to trend line growth. We saw this in the Great Depression and the Great Recession of 2008. Next, we have the W, aka the double dip. This is when the economy has a recession and then sees a short period of growth and recovery before dipping down again and then finally recovering. We saw this in the early 1980s, and this is also when we saw a 6% increase in home prices. Next, we have the U shape. This is when the GDP slowly shrinks over several quarters. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be slowly shrinking, but it shrinks over several quarters before slowly recovering. Lastly, we have the most ideal of recessions, if there can even be such a thing, the V shape. This is when the economy has a sharp but brief economic decline before a strong recovery. So, which one are we in? Well, many of our country's leading economists believe that this will be a V-shaped recession with a fast and hard ride down to the bottom, but a very fast rise back up to the top. Others think that it will be more of a U-shape with some lingering down at the bottom. Now, none of us have a crystal ball, so we can't really say for certain, but either way, it is believed that the housing market will lead the economic recovery. Now, before I close out this little bit more than a minute in the market, it's really important to keep in mind that this has been triggered by a pandemic. And what we've seen in the housing market in previous pandemics is a dramatic drop in the volume of home sales, but home prices have stayed relatively the same. So, with 90% of Americans under a shelter-in-place order, it should not be surprising or scary if we see that same trend in our market. So, if you take nothing else away from all of this, these are the key points. Recession does not equal housing crisis, and we're going to get through this. So as always, be safe, be well, and make it a great day.